Wrestling with Smarks, man. This is the new wave, the new innovation. Me and Smoke, we bringing hip hop wrestling together. It's a lifestyle, man. We've been doing this all our lives, man. It ain't like we just jumped into wrestling. It ain't like we just jumped into hip hop. This is us, man. We live it, breathe it, and we just want to bring it to y'all, man. This is the conversations we would have anyway on any afternoon.
We have these conversations on the phone, like long fucking conversations about wrestling. We forget the time of the conversations. After I hang up the phone, I'm like, damn, I was talking to Shaw for an hour and a half.
Crazy.
About wrestling.
Crazy.
But yeah.
And this is our favorite weekend, man. This is the marquee weekend of the year. If you're a wrestling fan, Wrestlemania, right?
It's the Super Bowl. It's the NBA Finals. It's the NHL. It's the whatever they do. It's fucking the Stanley Cup. Excuse me. It's the fucking World Series. It's any big event in whatever your favorite sport is. This is what this is to us. It's the grand finale, pretty much the year-ending wrap up of wrestling. Even though wrestling is 24/7, but it kind of like after WrestleMania, it graduates into like new storylines and fresh storylines and fresh faces. So it's like a reset.
Right in our backyard, MetLife Stadium, home of the Giants, my favorite team. Although they piss me off so bad right now. Y'all better get Haskins too, man. Stop playing. So it's back in New York, New Jersey area. Main event this year: Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair. Winner take all. They have the women's Raw title, the women's SmackDown title, triple threat match. I think this has probably been the best build up to me, and it's the first time females have main event at WrestleMania. What you think about that?
I think it's beautiful. Well, actually, I don't even want to say it's the first time it main evented because Rock and Wrestling at the beginning, like that was like a semi-main event too with Cyndi Lauper and Captain Lou. So this is like the first main event for a title.
Yeah.
So,
but I actually. I'm saying when I mean the first time, like the females are actually fighting, you know.
Right. I mean, who was Cindy? Rock and Robin? Wasn't she with Rock and Robin? Wasn't that the person?
She was with Wendy Richter.
And
Fabulous Moolah. But this is the first time it's closed WrestleMania. Like even that Hulk Hogan and Mr. T
with Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, versus Piper and Bob Orton.
But yeah, I think what you want, predictions? We want to go into predictions for this.
Well, let's just talk about why do you think, first of all, it's time, the perfect time now. WrestleMania 35, the 35th one and the 34th before. This is the first time women have headlined the last match. But I think this is the most deserving.
I think so too. I mean, Ronda Rousey is a ticket draw regardless how you look at it. So, I mean, to have somebody as colossal as her to come in from UFC and to actually be a part of WrestleMania, period, it's a win for WWE. And then, you got Becky Lynch, who's smoking white hot right now. Kind of equivalent to how Stone Cold Steve Austin's resurgence, period, in wrestling, like that boom in WrestleMania, what was it, 14, 15?
Yeah.
When he won his first title from Shawn Michaels.
In Boston.
Right, even though this is not Becky's first time around the block winning a belt, but with this character, the man, like this is big for her. And then you got Charlotte Flair, who's Charlotte Flair. You know what I mean? Was she like a 7-time world champ?
Yeah,
and she's holding the belt right now. I don't even want to use the daughter of Ric Flair because I think that's taken away from her what she does in the ring.
She's definitely one of the best.
She's definitely one of the best, if not the best. So I mean, just that, like you said, the build up, everything that they did for that was A1.
I love the evolution of Becky because I thought she came in as probably one of the corniest. To me, like her character was so generic, and she had the red hair, and she was walking around slapping fives, and I just was on Sasha Banks because they all came from NXT, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, the 4 horsewomen down there, which they had a great run together, and they all split up to come up here. And to me, Becky was actually my least favorite. I was bored with her every time she came on.
Mine too.
And then she just kind of found it. I don't know if this was all because I ain't gonna front. I wasn't watching it too heavy in NXT either. But I don't know if this was always her personality or she just turned it on. But
I think she just turned it on, and they play off the reality of what's going on with how the fans get tired, get restless of seeing the same shit. So they automatically start to attach on. Like, she's always been a great wrestler.
Yeah.
I just think it was the storyline and her angle that kind of made it stale for guys like us. But I think once she turned it on and became the rebel, and you kind of see where she took it from, like pieces of Stone Cold and pieces of The Rock, kind of.
Right.
And then it's like she put it together and made it hers. So I think that's what got all of us attached to it now. Like, oh, we want her to be the one, What
I think is really cool is that the women are so strong. They kind of force WWE to kind of recalibrate where their characters was going, because Charlotte, when all this was happening, Charlotte, they made her the face. She was a good guy. Becky was coming in as the villain, and they were cheering Becky so much. It's just like when it was Bret Hart,
Stone Cold, Hogan versus The Rock, WrestleMania 18.
Okay, yeah.
Even though it didn't turn The Rock into a heel right away, it changed the dynamic of where they was going with the storyline.
Yeah, Hogan had to turn good the very next day.
Because the people call for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Then you have Ronda Rousey, who they tried to make, the all happy girl, and, nobody really wanted to see that. She started getting boos for a while. She felt the boos in Los Angeles when Becky and Charlotte got into the altercation. And now they done made her like the female Brock Lesnar.
Which they should have been there from the start.
They should have did that. I would have even put it with Paul Heyman too. I would have been that would have been the stable right there.
I don't think it's too late.
If Brock is leaving,
it's many ways that this shit could go. Like based on however they take the turn. Like they could take the same route with Ronda as they do with Brock.
Yeah.
Ronda could win it all and then disappear.
I was very surprised. This is her year anniversary being an actual wrestler. Like, she started last WrestleMania against Stephanie McMahon. That was her first match. She won the title shortly after, and she's really been rolling. Like, I'm surprised that her schedule is what it is, because I was expecting her, like you said, to have the Brock Lesnar schedule, come in. We see her like maybe once a month or once every 6 weeks, but she's been a constant on TV.
So my understanding, she wanted that.
I think that's dope.
Yeah.
I think she probably got a handsome check for that too.
I'm positive, and she's really good though. Like, it's not like she's mediocre as a wrestler. Like, I enjoy watching her matches, even more so now that she's a heel, and it's kind of like a real expression. At least you feel that way. Like, the lines are blurred enough to where it's like, she might be shooting right now.
It feels like she is, man. And I love that they inserted her husband on a couple occasions too, and they just spend all day on Instagram trolling now. They going crazy on the gram, and all these tweets about wrestling being fake and all of this. And I'm shocked. I like it. The go-home show for Monday Night Raw, Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda, they all got arrested after the 6-woman tag match. One of the greatest moments, they put Becky and Ronda in the back of a police car, both handcuffs with hand behind their back. The hate and disdain for each other was so heavy, they just started stomping each other. Like,
it looked like a shoot.
It looked real.
Yeah.
It looked serious.
Yeah.
They even kicked out a couple of windows.
Kicked the window out, and then Charlotte came and kneed Ronda. I mean, all of that shit, you gotta just know, like, okay, even if this is scripted, that shit hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, goddamn. Like, they really kicking the shit out of each other right now. Like, legit kicks. Like,
and you gotta, just going into the psyche of other ladies, like, they gotta be like, yo, it's Ronda Rousey. She coming in, she think it's gonna be a walk in the park. Let me give her a little extra. And then Ronda might be looking at these girls like, there goes Charlotte. She had everything spoon-fed to her for all her life. I don't even know who Becky is. I ain't know her until 6 months ago. Let me just really show them what it is. And I love the aggression and realism in the interviews, too.
Agreed.
Like, their promos, this has really been the hottest feud to me of the past, 6 months. Just them individually, them collectively. I think it's going to tear the house down at Wrestlemania. The women have, to me, they've been consistently stealing the show from the men, as have NXT. They've been stealing the show too. So
NXT been stealing the show for years.
So I'm expecting a 5-star match with this. It's feeling like Becky's gonna win.
They could swerve us. We could be swerved, man. We could be swerved. Ronda could take everything. They could do it the same way they did us with Brock the last 4 years.
So you think we're gonna get a swerve? Smoke's prediction is swerve.
My prediction is a swerve. Well, you know what? Let me take that back. I got to swerve somewhere else.
Okay.
But it could possibly be a swerve on a women's match. But for the sake of Becky being so smoking hot right now, I want to give it to Becky because it makes sense for a story. Now, if they want to say, well, hey guys, we don't give a fuck about your stories or what you think is going to be. This is what it is. We're going to run this the same way as we run with Brock, but we're going to do it with Ronda. And you guys are going to hate it. And we're going to love it because you're invested into it. Like I said, wrestling, love and hate is the same. It's a feeling. It's an emotion. It makes you invested into a character even if you hate it. But you love it because you're invested into it to even give it hate.
You love to hate it.
You know? The indifference is where the character is like, okay, let's get this guy out of here.
Yeah.
But I think, it can go either way. It can go Becky or it can go Ronda.
The good thing about it is I think whoever wins, all three are great champions. All three could fight. All three give great matches every time. I'm going to go with Becky. I think it's her time. She got to step up. We done seen the other two ladies with belts predominantly. We see Becky with a belt too, but I think this is it. First time in WrestleMania history, Becky Lynch.
Okay.
All right. Next one. I know this is a guy who you know personally, Kofi Kingston.
It's my guy.
Kofi, great story, 11 years, so many antics at the Royal Rumble. One of the greatest athletes, high flyers that we've seen in history. He goes against another guy who, until this match, he's usually the underdog. He's usually
they swap,
the traditional
roles.
underdog. Daniel Bryan, the new champion. He has the belt made of hemp, which I'm sure you could definitely appreciate.
I appreciate that a lot, actually.
There we go, man. This is for the SmackDown title. Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston. This one is intriguing.
This one got swerve written all over it too.
Kofi's been the underdog basically his whole career. He's the only big title match I could remember when he fought Randy Orton at Royal Rumble. This was like 10 years ago, early on in his career. He's been constant. Him and New Day, the modern day Road Warriors, Steiner Brothers, Freebirds, just great tag teams. They rock. Him and Big E predominantly wrestle together. Xavier, he jumps in sometimes. Xavier has the best boots in wrestling, by the way.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. I like those a lot.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they go Freebird rules, but continue.
Yeah, Demolition too.
Yeah, Demolition too.
Yeah. I love it. So, Kofi's done all of these accomplishments: Intercontinental Champion, U.S. Champion, multiple time tag team champions. But this is his first time going for the main title. He's somebody like his character didn't really change. It's that people just kind of been rallying around him the past few months. Like, he's still the same Kofi. Not the first Kofi with the Jamaican accent.
Yeah, not the Jamaican.
Hold on a second. Shice. Move that jar. I mean, sorry, Smoke. Move that jar just out of the way of the shot. Just in case we're the ISOs and stuff, because if this goes to ESPN or someone else place to pick it up, you know what I'm saying? You're smoking, so I have to cut. I have to frame it so that they don't see the weed.
Cool.
Yeah. So this is not the first, the Jamaican Kingston, he got the name Kofi, but this has basically been his same personality, especially since he hooked up with New Day. But why do you think people just now, like, the past few months, just going crazy for Kofi?
People like the underdog. People want to rally for the underdog. I think Kofi had so many great moments, like Royal Rumble moments, even giving 5-star tag matches, like and just being around for so long that seniority purposes, he should be able to win the strap for just being there for that long. You know, New Day's been over for some time now. They hosted WrestleMania last year. They didn't even have a match. Like, they legit was the host for WrestleMania. So I think Kofi going out on top would be amazing for everybody. Mm-hmm. You know, I know us personally, we would love it.
Yeah.
But it got Swerve written all over it. It's just hard for you to just give it away. Like, you know, like, it's been a Swerve thus far.
Right. So
yeah, the feel good story for a fan would be the WrestleMania payoff.
But it usually...
What if it's not, though?
But they could Booker T us. Remember a few years ago, this probably the same card, Booker T versus Triple H. We was like, okay, this is Booker T. He turned face. Okay, Booker T is going to win it. They gave the story of how he was a youth, got arrested in the streets of Houston, the mean streets of Houston, and worked his way to be a legitimate wrestler, father, brother, and... he's going to beat Triple H, the unbeatable Triple H, and he lost. It just reminds me, though, Daniel Bryan was in the same situation where he was going against the corporation. Triple H didn't believe in him. He had to fight Batista and Randy Orton and Triple H all at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. He had to fight his way into the main event. Mm-hmm. And Vince McMahon is giving Kofi the same treatment. He calls him a B-list star. I think we might see it.
We might see it. I feel I'm more giving Kofi this one than I'm giving Becky. Because I don't think it's going to be too many swerves. But this is WrestleMania. And, you know, it has to be something special about it. Like a WrestleMania moment, so to speak. So the payoff for Kofi would be to give him the WrestleMania moment. Because we've seen this happen with Daniel Bryan. But then again, you know, the Booker T theory aspect that you gave, it's kind of similar.
But I think, but Triple H at the time too,
he was indestructible.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan is not indestructible.
Exactly. So I think I'm gonna give this one to Kofi too. I think Kofi's gonna walk away with the WWE title.
What does Kofi and New Day? What do they listen to when y'all just chilling? Like what they talk about music?
I know E listen to DZA. He listen to West Side Gun. He listen to Wale. He listen to Flatbush Zombies. Shout out to the Zombies. He listen to Dipset. Like, you know what I mean? He listen to everything. I'm not too sure about what Creed and Kofi listen to, but I know E listened to a lot of that.
That's dope. Well, hopefully his musical tastes have rubbed off on his brothers, man.
No, I'm sure he did.
No doubt. So we was talking about Triple H. Let's get to Triple H, man. Triple H, Batista, long history together as evolution. Triple H brought this guy up, Batista, through the ranks, put him down with him and Ric Flair along with Randy Orton. They were the two hottest young stars at the time. They both fulfilled the prophecy, went to be multi-time champions, legends in their own right. headline countless WrestleManias. But, you know, we know Batista. Batista's dead right now in the movies. He turned to dust in the Avengers Infinity War. He turned to dust. So hopefully they might bring him back in Endgame. But other than that, he's doing very well in Hollywood. You know, one of the favorites, and him and Triple H, no holds barred. I love the fact that they didn't really insult our intelligence by making this a very long build-up. They just really got right to it. Batista shows up one day, beats up Ric Flair, who just turned 70 at his birthday party. Everybody was there waiting for Flair. Sting, Shawn Michaels, they brought the whole locker room out. We like, where the hell is Ric Flair? And Batista's backstage giving him the business. He comes out, he says, Hunter, who's Triple H, do I have your attention? And here we have this match.
Alright. So I think this is like the nostalgic WrestleMania match. You know, WrestleMania always has the nostalgia factor. Like last year was Undertaker versus Cena. That was a nostalgia,
which was factor. A disgrace.
Yeah, but you know what happened. So whatever. It wasn't built up. So that's why we could just say it happened. But whatever. And then who did Hunter go against last year? Wasn't it Hunter and Stephanie versus Ronda and Kurt Angle? Wasn't that last year's Mania for them?
No, who did Triple H fight last year?
I'm pretty sure that was the.
That was it. That was a tag team match,
right?
Okay, that was a tag.
So
team
I mean,
match.
you know, it's some kind of nostalgia there too with Triple H and Kurt Angle, but I think this is gonna be the match where the run-ins happen, similar to like the Sting versus Triple H, because DX just got inducted. So that's a reason for them to be involved somehow. Maybe Flair's involved somehow.
Wouldn't it be ill if the whole thing was a ruse? Because we know Flair's the dirtiest player in the game.
And Flair's with Batista.
Yeah.
And causes Triple H.
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
Because we never saw him really giving him the beats.
Right.
We just saw him dragging him.
It's a good one.
Sharp.
If we really booked this, that was
sharp.
some smart, sharp shit.
And let's not forget Triple H's. I mean, this Ric Flair is one of his great friends too. Shawn Michaels is the one who ended Flair's career, so maybe he's just a little bit bitter. You know, you with the guy who ended my career. Shawn is definitely not here. I can't get my hands on him.
I don't know if that factor will work for a payoff. Like, I don't see what the payoff in that will be. What would that be? The Saudi Arabia show, Shawn Michaels versus Triple H grudge match.
I don't
really know the payoff.
I think this is just it. I think
Triple H is gonna lose this one.
The end. If Triple H loses this match, that's his career. It's done.
It makes sense. He's gonna be 50 next year. He's practically running this. It's a great way to write him off. You know.
Tell them, for the people who don't know, what Triple H is doing behind the scenes. Because some of the people watching this, they casual fans. They not Smarks as us. And
so Triple H is basically the heir to the throne, along with Stephanie, after Vince is after he steps down from being the chairman of WWE, and he also is the chairman of NXT. So all of the new talent that's coming up out of NXT is going up to WWE, and those are basically Triple H's and Shawn Michaels and everybody else that runs the performance centers understudies.
Right.
So
NXT is
the developmental.
I
I don't even want to call it developmental because it's a lot of it's real pros and vets in NXT, like a Cassius Ohana. Shout out to my boy Cassius. And you know, these guys has been around. Even Johnny Wrestling, he's been around the block for a long time. It's just, you know, this is
they just get him ready for WWE style of wrestling because it's a little bit different.
I think it's kinda, but not really. I think it's definitely not the Indies because it's on a grander stage, and I don't want to call it developmental because it's some real good people over there. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of hard.
Maybe like a AAA almost. Like if you watch baseball, because sometimes, you know, some of the superstars they got to go to AAA and you know get a little.
We need to figure out another cabinet for these for NXT, because I think it's bigger than the D League, and it's not really a AAA either, but it's just as good as the main product.
Even better.
Even better.
If you watch the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But
Takeover.
Triple H, him and Stephanie McMahon, they the Hov and Beyonce of wrestling. The power couple that control everything. And this could be his very last match.
You know, you can never say never in WWE.
Right.
So it's always a way to come out of retirement and shit. But I think my educated guess is Batista ends Triple H's career at WrestleMania 35, because he just got inducted into the Hall of Fame with DX. It's a great grand entrance to have him inducted into the Hall of Fame next year,
right,
by himself. And you know, I think it makes sense.
This may be Batista's last match too,
which is good. You
know, because Batista's actually as old as Triple H, even though he started a little bit later. They're around the same age, so and
still a possibility that he can come back.
I want to see two matches. I want to see Batista. I want to see him and The Rock, and I want to see him and Brock Lesnar. I want to see those.
Him and Brock will be good. I won't be mad at that. I want to see him versus McIntyre.
I think he would kill McIntyre.
I don't know how they building up McIntyre right now. Like McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. I think we all know Roman is gonna go over. But it's kind of hard to even put Roman all the way over McIntyre right now, who's been pretty much unstoppable.
See, I think McIntyre's going to win on Sunday.
He might.
I think he's going to beat Roman.
He might.
I definitely think he's going to be. He's been looking really strong. Roman Reigns made national headlines, like outside of sports. CNN, everybody reported he had a bout with cancer. His cancer flared back up. He's once again in remission now, but he had to give up his belt and he had to leave wrestling for a few months. And you know, it's interesting because before he announced that he had cancer, even though he was the champion and he was a good guy, aka a face, people booed him all the time. You know, like he just always got booed, and this was going on for years. But you know, it was a human story.
Right.
When he announced the cancer, it was like, okay, this is not scripted. This is real. This is somebody who actually goes out there and fights for us every night. Every week he's there. He's a workhorse along with Dean Ambrose and Seth. And he had to step away, man. The Rock's cousin, he did get a chance to film a movie with The Rock while he was gone. Mm-hmm. But he came back. He looked strong. He's going to fight Drew McIntyre. I think Drew's gonna go over.
I think so too. I kind of want to give it to Roman because he's fresh back, but I don't see them stopping the steam for Drew. And I think, you know, his build-up will kind of be a waste if he got squashed by Roman at Mania. I think this just builds him up and builds their feud up, maybe into a championship level feud at some point.
Yeah.
You know? Like, because eventually Roman's going to get the belt back. We just all know that.
The only thing that I'm trying to reconcile in my brain is that what's going to happen with Dean Ambrose. Is he going to come out? He could maybe help Roman beat Drew, but I think that'll be kind of a waste. Maybe Ambrose comes out Seth Rollins.
To help Seth beat Brock
Lesnar. Because he doesn't have a match.
Yeah, but I don't even know if see, the Ambrose thing is kind of gray area for me, because I don't know if they working us, and I don't know if he's really leaving. So it's kind of like I can't
because his wife is there.
I mean, I can see him leaving because his wife is there. You know, so it's like you got to look at it both ways. You know, so it's like I don't think he's gonna have any involvement because I think they wrote him off last week on Raw. And other than that, you know, he'll come out like after the cameras are finished rolling. So clearly they're keeping them off television. Or trying to. We got the feel good Shield moment already. I don't think we're gonna get that again.
I hate that the Shield, like they never really got their full run as faces due to injuries and different things, the swerves when Seth turned bad. But you know, one of the factions, when you think about the factions, DX is getting into the Hall of Fame this Saturday. Where does the Shield lie with some of the greatest factions of all time? With this looking like this might be it for them.
I think they'll be in the Hall of Fame eventually.
Yeah.
I think they're all celebrated, decorated champions.
Out of your top 5 faction, you got, I'm thinking,
I
got Horsemen.
I think that's
X,
a little too.
NWO.
I don't think I can answer that right now with them.
Okay.
Because there's too many good factions to put them in my top 5. Like, you got the NWO, you got the Horsemen, you got DX, you got the Hart Foundation. You know, we could even say the Heenan family, the Dangerous Alliance. There's too many ill factions to give them top 5. Although
even the Freebirds.
The Freebirds, I mean, you know, everything is arguable. And in different eras, like if I had this conversation with my son, he might feel a little different because he didn't live those eras, so he don't give a shit. You know, he lived the New Day, the Shield, you know, blase. But I don't know, man. I don't think they're in the top 5 yet, though. I think they still got a lot of wrestling to do before I could rate them, even as individuals, in a top 5 list.
Special episode, The Factions. Coming soon.
Next episode,
The Factions. We got to do that. All right. Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar for the Raw Championship, the undisputed Universal title.
I'm going with the CrossFit Jesus, man. I think we're going to start fresh because he deserves it. He was definitely the best wrestler in the product for like the last year. Or at least for Raw, because I'm a big AJ Styles fan.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give him over Brock, because I think it's about time, and we maybe could possibly see a swerve in that, because you know, the whole UFC thing. I don't think what's his name, Daniel Cormier.
Nah,
I don't think he's coming out. You know, I don't think it's gonna be no shit like that, but I won't put it past him, because we are in New York and Wrestlemania is built off moments.
If anything, I could see Gronkowski doing something at the show, but I don't think it's gonna be main event.
Nah, I think the Hype Bros are gonna go against the Revival for the Royal Belts, but they're not advertising it. I just seen it on a program, Wrestlemania program. But I don't, you know, again, we don't know how this shit's gonna go. That's why this Sunday is gonna be that much interesting.
Swerves.
It's a lot of swerve. It's possible swerves, you know. I don't see them messing this up.
If this is the end of Brock Lesnar, how do you rate this second half of his career, this last run with the WWE, these past... He's been back for about 10 years, it feels like. So this last run with Brock Lesnar, you don't think it's the end of him, per se?
Nah, I don't think it's the end of Brock. I think he'll probably lose the strap, but I think he'll come back eventually and get it back. Because when you write Brock off, you kind of write off Heyman too. And it's a possibility Brock could win and take this in the UFC and do his thing over there too. We don't want to give up on that because they're known for doing that. It took Roman about 4 or 5 tries to even win. But again, I'm still going to take Seth, because I think it'll destroy his whole year to just do all of that and lose to Brock.
Especially with a clean pen. I'm gonna agree, man. I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins. I think you know, him and AJ right now, the two best to me. Phenomenal year, and it's about time we see that Universal title defended on a regular basis. Like, let's get back to that. I think that's one of the reasons why some of the ratings have been down. Like, without that championship match all the time, man. Let's get back to that.
Yeah, I think we'll see a Roman versus Seth for the belt, for the Universal belt.
That'll be a great feud.
I think we'll see that happen.
SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a great feud.
Mm-hmm.
Couple quick more. I mean, we can't go through the whole card. It's a million matches.
You know a sleeper? AJ versus Randy Orton.
That's my favorite match. That's my favorite match.
It's a sleeper. Because they don't, even the promos that's being cut is like, it's personal enough and over the line enough for you to be invested into the feud. You got the indie god, AJ Styles, who's like fighting for the indies and fighting for the system and the wrestlers. And then you got the arrogant Randy Orton, who grew up in the majors practically.
Yeah.
Won the belt 13 times.
Yeah.
13-time
His
world
father
champ.
main
His
evented
father
the first
main evented the
WrestleMania.
first WrestleMania. He's practically grandfathered in, technically.
Yeah.
So you got those two worlds colliding, and that's ill. That's TNA versus WWE all over again.
And the two finest, man. Both, they've been in the game so long, and just the conditioning of the two, they still in top condition. They probably in better condition now than they've ever been in their whole career.
Yeah.
Randy, to me, he's almost like when you watch the Superman cartoon, how Superman got to hold back all the time because he don't want to really hurt nobody. And I think Randy is such a pure athlete. He doesn't really get the praise for just his athletic prowess, and
I think they're gonna tear the house down.
It's gonna be the match of the night.
It's gonna be the match.
It's gonna be the match of the night.
They might be number one because they like to put AJ out there number one because they know he sets the tone. Whoever was going to dance with AJ was going to have the best match. That's how I feel. And the fact that it's Randy Orton, somebody that gives those matches, like him and Seth opened WrestleMania a few years ago,
right?
And was the illest shit.
The RKO off the ceiling.
Exactly, it was the illest shit. So I know him and AJ is going to have a similar.
I was just talking to my brother Ari. I'm gonna bring Ari in because I want you to settle a long dispute that me and my brother have had for his entire life. I'm older than him, but it's almost his entire life. We've had a long dispute, and I'm gonna let you be the deciding factor. But Randy caught AJ with the RKO out of nowhere where he tried to give him a phenomenal elbow at the go away home from SmackDown. Mm-hmm. I wish they would have saved it for Mania, but that was
too telling.
That's what my brother said. That's what Ari said. That's what Ari said. That just leads me to think that they're gonna pull an RKO from something crazy.
He's probably going to RKO him out like a moonsault or some wild shit, like 450, some weird shit. Like he's gonna catch him out of nowhere.
Who we going for?
I'm going for AJ.
I'm gonna go for Randy, man. He's been my favorite. AJ's a favorite of mine too, but I'm gonna go with Randy.
All right, this is a good one.
I'm gonna go.
We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna
talk about it. So just real quick, we'll run it down. Shane against The Miz.
Not too much interest there for me.
Boring,
but I want to give it to Shane because I don't like Miz as a face. I think he's forcing it.
I don't either. But I don't know if they got anything to gain from Shane winning. So I'm gonna just go with The Miz for just for the sake of going. The Fatal 4-Way Tag Team titles for the women, they have Bayley and Sasha versus a bunch of ladies.
I love the Iconics. I fucking love them. Love the Iconics.
I ain't get on board with them yet.
But
I ain't on board yet.
I don't think they're gonna give it to them yet. I think they'll get it eventually. But I'm gonna go with the Boss and Her connection to regain this thing.
I think they gotta hold the belts a little bit more. They just got it.
They just got it. I don't see them losing.
Usos, they keeping their belts too?
Yes. I think so. I think it should have been the Usos versus the Hardys.
That was a no-brainer. Sometimes you just get a layup and they don't do it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go with the Usos to keep it. Plus, they just signed a new contract, so
yeah,
I don't see them losing the belts yet.
In the Continental belt, it feels like the Demon.
The Demon.
Versus.
Shout out to Finn. That's my brother.
He's on one. We don't even need to talk about that.
Yeah.
And Andre the Giant Battle Royal. It doesn't matter.
Indifference.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't
no
matter.
Feeling.
Undertaker, will he show up or is this it?
It's possible. I mean, we still don't got an Undertaker build up. We still don't have a Cena build up. It's still a lot of shit that could play a part. Maybe Undertaker could be the one that causes Triple H to lose. Who knows? You know, it's a lot of plays for those guys to run in if they do. And it's also a way to get our minds off seeing them with them not being there. So, I mean, that's the surprise with WrestleMania. You never know.
I'm really bewildered with Cena, man. Like, he got to decide if he going to be in or out, man. Like, I don't like how his character, I don't like what they doing with him. He's jobbing. Last year, I said it earlier, him and Undertaker was a disgrace. I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't a match that was built up. Like, it was just a special attraction type of thing. So, I don't really, I don't judge him off of it.
Got to give a special shout out to Kurt Angle. This is his last match.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be against Baron Corbin. He bores the hell out of me as well.
Yeah. But again, that's another Cena. That's a Cena factor. Who knows?
Maybe
they
Cena
might have
take
him out in the back.
Walking,
you know.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
I'm on board with
that.
I'm
on board for
let's
that too.
That. Cena take him out. We'll do that, man. We'll do that. I'm with that.